lot of tutorials on the web to learn how to do like the first steps into music production. And back in the days in 2014, when I started producing, there weren't a lot of tutorials, but there were especially a lot of tutorials for Ableton. So that's why I started producing on Ableton, and one of my best friends were also producing on Ableton. So he taught me a lot of things. And basically, I started off like on Ableton doing my own mashups for my shows, and then I was like introduced in doing those re-drums, like just those radio edits, a bit more spicy for the clubs. So you just don't have those radio original songs. You can make them a bit more spicy with a bigger bass line or like a bit more thicker drums and stuff like that. And but I'm still using, so the main plugins I'm using is Serum, Fab Filters, and Keyspace pianos, and that's like one of the main things I'm working on. And a lot of stock plugins from Ableton, they're really good, and I have a lot of presets for Serum and stuff like that. So this really, like, I was keeping them on my laptop and always working like not from the scratch, but a lot of working with all the stuff I made, like the remixes I made before, and like taking those like templates from my other remixes and starting.
Okay, so I'm surprised actually that you're using so many stock plugins. I don't hear that a lot from other producers actually. But since you're saying they're like really good, are there any like third party plugins that really stand out for you as well, that really make a big impact on your productions?
I mean, there are a lot of plugins where you can definitely do a lot of crazy things. And for me, especially when it comes out for, I think a lot of questions I get basically in my DMs is, where did you get the vocals from, especially, or where do you get the instrumental from? I think if you go like this small step, a lot of DJs don't know there are a lot of AI tools in the web where you can separate the stems from any song, so you get the vocals from. I'm using, it's called Ultimate Vocal Remover to get those vocals from, or maybe the instrumentals from. That's like a plugin you install on your MacBook or PC or what else, and you have it like an app on your computer, and you always can work with it. So that's one thing I'm using like every day for my remixes, for my mashups, for my show edits. It's very good software. It's called, maybe you can write it in, I don't know, Ultimate Vocal Remover. And a lot of other things I'm using like is from Isotope, Nectar Free. It's always on my vocal chains, and that's like maybe a thing I'm working a lot with. Or Shaperbox. Shaperbox is like a very smart tool where you can sidechain your stuff and do those stutter things. There's like, you can basically, I was working a lot with the stock compression tool from Ableton, and then I switched back in the days, a long time ago, to Kickstart from Nicky Romero to do those side chains on the instrumentals and everything. And then a friend introduced me to Shaperbox. Shaperbox is like a plugin where you really can do anything on this. You can, if you have like just a weird tone, you can fuck around with it on Shaperbox a lot. And I think a friend of mine called Bunt is working a lot with Shaperbox and doing those stutter things on it, and you really can do a lot of things with it. Valhalla is a preset plugin. It's a plugin where I work a lot with presets and making those reverbs and halls and everything. And to create maybe those vocals sound a bit different, there is a tool from Sound Toys called Little Alto Boy. You can pitch the vocals very specific and into any direction you want, and that's like a plugin I also use a lot.
All right, all right.
And
So
maybe if you go, and maybe if
Shaperbox is
you
a
go,
first for me to hear about.
yeah, and maybe something else I'm using side Serum, because really a lot of stuff I'm working on is from Serum. Or if you go more into the, of course, into the orchestral stuff. I'm working a lot with native instruments, and there is a plugin called Vital or Vital. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's like a free plugin, and they have such a big sound bank on it, a free sound bank, and you have a lot of stuff over there. And sometimes, definitely, the lead drops. I'm using a lot of sounds from that also. Yeah.
All right. All right. That's so awesome, man. You giving us all these insights. I see people writing down stuff in the chat. Um, I think it's really, really helpful for the musicians that we have in our community. So thank you so much for sharing your advices on this and giving us some insight on like how a more advanced producer like yourself is working. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
I'm just reading the comments, like if we can get into any questions a bit more into that. Maybe someone has any questions about it. You also answered a lot of them, especially the keys and everything.
Yeah, I was thinking I will write it in chat, but I see some question here from Walker 39708. He's asking, have you ever used AI in your music, like Ellen?
I've never released a song which used AI, but I'm working a lot with AI because there is a lot of tools on it where you can switch the vocals and make it sound like any star in the world, or maybe you can, if you have vocals sang by a woman and you think it will better fit if it was sing a male, then you can switch the vocals easily in seconds from a woman to a man. And there are a lot of different tools where you can create a whole song into like 5 seconds or so. I think this is a bit crazy. It's not like technique is not that far now, but I think in a few years there will be tools where you can create a whole song in like 1 minute or so. But still, I definitely prefer to not create too much with AI, and maybe just the vocals, or doing around or creating some stuff for vocals or pre-drop vocals. It's very funny if you have like not the good voice like I have for pre-drop vocals. You can sing it in your iPhone and load it up into any AI tools and switch it up into, like, I don't know, Homer Simpson or anything like that. So you have a lot of choices.
I mean, if it works, right?
It works, yeah.
There's a question from Mephisis. He's asking, why did you choose to become a DJ, and who or what inspired you to become a DJ? And like, is it your full-time job?
It is my full-time job since 2017. And why I choose, because I was like always the guy who was who made the songs, who made the music at the birthday parties back in the days with iTunes and my iPod. And then everyone like, yo, you have to start DJing, you have to start DJing. And I was like, that sounds cool. And then my father bought me like a small DJ deck, with the software called Tractor from Native Instruments. And I started with a laptop, my small DJ deck, and started like trying to do DJing. And it was like really difficult. And then my brother was working at a bar in my hometown back in the days, and he was like, the DJ called in sick tonight. Do you want to play? And I was like, 100%. And I was there the first time seeing those. And now it's standard like to have CDJs on every stage, but I never saw them in real life. I always have watched YouTube videos and saw them on pictures and stuff like that. And the first time I was at the club, seeing those CDJs, I think it was like CDJ 900 Nexus or so. And I was like, holy shit, how do they work? And then I was driving back home, picking up my DJ deck and my laptop from Native Instruments, heading back over there and like putting away the CDJs and started DJing the whole night on that small Tractor deck I had. And then I was like, okay, I need to learn how to DJ on CDJs. And I was like, another friend who had a bar and he had CDJs over there, and I was like day and night over there during the week and trying to improve my DJ skills over there. And that was like really fun. And I always had like that competition for myself, like to keep the crowd going, to help them on the dance floor and check how long the night could go on a resident evening. And that was like really fun, and still having a lot of fun playing those shows, either small or big stages. It's like always very funny, and I love to play the music and let the people like forget everything for a while and just having a good time. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, it's such a funny. I think I have some similar memories to that. Like when I first played on CDJs, instantly the MIDI controller I had at home felt like trash.
Yeah, for
Absolute
sure. Yeah.
And there's some more questions in the chat. What do you like to do in your free time?
I love to play PlayStation. I play a lot of FIFA and Call of Duty. Actually, I never really got into Fortnite because LNIC is doing a lot with Fortnite, and they have his own world over there, and everything looks so nice. But I think I'm more a Call of Duty guy than a Fortnite guy. Yeah.
All right. One question that it's popping into mind because I asked Jax this question as well, and she almost got mad at me for asking it at the end of the event. But what's your favorite kind of pizza?
I love Diavola. So
What?
Diavolo.
Diablo pizza? Like very
Yeah,
spicy one.
it's a bit more spicy. It's like the salami pizza in Austria, we call it,
Ah.
or with pepperoni on it. And yeah, I love that one.
Okay, okay. I didn't know you guys had a different name for that.
It's so funny because if you're anyone like in America, I was like, I would like to have a Diablo, and they were looking at me like, what?
Yeah, they know pepperoni pizzas though.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So we actually have some remixes ready that are submitted from other participants in the remix contest. These are some that didn't quite make the cut, but because the team didn't really fit. But they did have some really cool and interesting elements to them. And I think these were the ones suggested to me by Team Alan to give some feedback to help them um, grow as producers with their productions. Should we just jump to the first one?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
All right. So this first submission is the remix from Adham Marwan. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, and he's from Egypt. I'm just gonna play it.
I let life get to my head. I stop complaining. I'll overthink it instead. This game is draining. So tell me, when does it end? Hot and cold, it is getting old, and nothing left is fun. High to low, it's yes and no. I don't know what I want. Not a winner, not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I'm just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure. Not doing good, but not really doing that bad. No, I'm not happy, but I'm not really that sad. And if I'm honest, yeah, I'll admit I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Hot and cold, it is getting old, and nothing left is fun. High to low, it's yes and no. I don't know what I want. I'm not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I am just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure.
All right. Again, that was the submission for the remix contest for Ensure by Adham Marwan from Egypt. Madam, what are your first thoughts, man?
It sounds amazing. It sounds really, the drop is sounds really refreshing, and it definitely has a vibe. Maybe some feedback on it. I kind of like the future house drop a lot, but it comes so maybe you could introduce those since you're using in a drop, maybe in the build up, maybe build more tension to it, that there is something building up, and then there is a drop, because now it's like really like the bridge to the drop is like really like not thin, but it's like not a lot of instruments in it, and then you have those da, 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 so unsure. Then there's like a big gap, and then there's coming the big drop. Maybe you can fill it up a bit more. So introducing the drop, that there's coming like something big, and filling up the gap before the drop with some drum fills, and introduce it a bit more. And I think this definitely could help you making it a bit more bigger and everything. Yeah.
All right, to make the sound sound like a bit wider or more spacious, you mean?
Yeah, or maybe definitely put some of the synths he's using in the drop, and definitely putting up into the build up. So you're introducing those lead sounds which are in the drop, maybe introducing them. You can filter them with a low pass filter and filter them so you can just hear them coming. Then you have it in the drop like coming. And maybe you can work a bit more on the melody, because it's like always repetitive. So you maybe can switch the chords a bit more, making it a bit more interesting. So it's not always the same melody into the drop. So switching the chords a bit more into the second part of the drop, or using the vocals on the second part of the drop, is definitely something I'm doing a lot. So it gets always like after the 8 bars, you always have something new coming up, and building the tension, keeping the listener to listen it the whole time, not skipping it after a few seconds.
Yeah. So like get some more variation in that, make it jump from one side to another to get some excitement in there.
Yes, definitely. And someone is writing more drums and sweep effects. I think I didn't heard it like in full quality. So I think if you're listening to it in full quality, you definitely can say something like that. But it's not always more. And something very simple can work, especially on big stages, like very clean and hard. So if that's your style and you like to keep it simple with a few kick and clap and hi-hats, go for it. It's like I have a lot of remixes where there's not even a clap into it. So yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, I think there's some compression on the audio stream. So sadly, I can't give you like the full quality right now. But I hope it's still like decent enough for you to get some feedback.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I can tell you now, like production wise, how the bass was, like, but everything sounded very clean and good. So just I think, like we already talked before, like a lot of more in the break, you can build a bit more tension and bring some variation to the drop. Then I think it sounds a bit more interesting, and work a bit more with the vocals into the drop. Then I think you have a really good remix for the next time. Maybe you can get it official as well.
All right, sweet. Thanks so much for that. I'm not sure if Adham is listening in right now, but I'm sure it's some feedback that he can be really happy with. Let's jump into the next one, and that's the remix from The Spectre from India. So I'm just gonna start playing it, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Not a winner, not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I am just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure. I think I'm jaded, I let life get to my head. I stop complaining, I'll overthink it instead. This game is draining, so tell me, when does it end? Oh, and hot and cold is getting old, and nothing left is fun. High to low, it's yes and no. I don't know what I want. Not a winner, not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I am just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure. 1, 2, 3. Not doing good, but not really doing that bad. No, I'm not happy, but I'm not really that sad. And if I'm honest, yeah, I'll admit I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Hot and cold is getting old, and nothing left is fun. High to low, it's yes and no. I don't know what I want. Not a winner, not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I am just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure.
All right. Well, that was the remix by the Spectre from India. What did you think about that?
All right, nice one. Really liked it and sounded great. Maybe some advice. I felt a bit weird in the beginning. There was a whole other rhythm of the drums than in the middle of the break. Then they changed. Maybe if you keep it simple and have just one style of drumming and keeping it the whole song, because I felt like there's coming like a trap drop now in the first beginning, because the drums were like introducing something different, and then the drums switched into fall to the floor, and then everything built up great. I think the drop lead sound could definitely get a bit more sound designing, and could sound a bit more into 2024, because now it's sounding to me, in my opinion, a bit too much into like big room 2016 style, which is not a bad thing or the wrong thing, but you could maybe add a bit more of fresher sounds, which could be a bit more interesting and lead them up with the other lead sounds and everything. So, but yeah.
All right. So, and if this remix was given to you, like, hey, Medan, I made this remix. Can you finish this for me? What are some things that you would right now do first to improve this one?
I think first of all, I would get rid of the drums, or because I was like feeling a lot of drums weren't in the wrong place, especially if the song, like the build up is starting, the pre-chorus is starting. the drums where keep going until it's like the end of the song. And for me, a good advice was like, if you're having the verse in the middle and there's coming like the build up for before the drop, you always can try, or especially at the end of the drop, try to erase some of the drums, like get rid of the drum and the last four drums, like the last four kicks, put them away, all of the claps or anything, so everything gets a bit more less, because the drop is like ending, and then you can get introduced into the other stuff again. And that's like maybe working on the drums, especially hearing a lot of other stuff, how they build up tension in the verse, in the break, and how they ending a drop at the end of the drop, of course. And that's like a big advice I can give to him, maybe, because it feels like not natural to me listening to the remix, and the drums were like some part, like I thought it was going like straight forward, but then the song interrupted and started to build up. That felt a bit weird to me, but yeah, maybe that could be a good advice for him.
All right, all right. I think that's some really solid advice. Thanks so much for that. I have one more remix ready to listen to, and it's by Julian Beisheim from Norway. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. So Julian, if you're here and you need to correct me, then just let me know. But I'll just start playing it for you guys.
Not a winner, not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I am just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure. I think I'm jaded, I let life get to my head. I stop complaining, I'll overthink it instead. This game is draining, so tell me, when does it end? Oh, end. Hot and cold is getting old, and nothing left is fun. High to low, it's yes and no. I don't know what I want. Not a winner, not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I am just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure. Not doing good, but not really doing that bad. No, I'm not happy, but I'm not really that sad. And if I'm honest, yeah, I'll admit I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Hot and cold is getting old, and nothing left is fun. High to low, it's yes and no. I don't know what I want. Not a winner, not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I am just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure. Not a winner, not a loser, neither rich nor poor. I am just a dreamer chasing something more. Oh, I'm on my way till I find what I'm searching for. Only thing I know is that I'm so unsure. So much
right, again, that was the remix submission by Julian by Shime. What are your thoughts, Madden?
Amazing one, I think. Sounds really refreshing and everything, like really sick. I think he's not a beginner producer anymore, in my opinion. That was really good one. And maybe the thing I can give advice to him, which felt a bit weird, was the big pause after the first drop was like a bit too long. Maybe you can shorten it up. And before the build-up of the second drop, there was also like a very long pause. So maybe he can get rid of it and just doing like it for 4 bars or so and not 8 bars, because it feels like I thought after the first drop the song is over, and he just made it until the first drop. But it sounds very refreshing and everything good. Maybe you can fill up the drums before the drop and put some feel into it and make it a bit more interesting. And especially in the first drop, I think if you always have those sick lead sounds, which sounds very natural to me and good to me, then you can make it a bit more interesting in the second part, add in another layer or anything like that. And at the second drop, there was like, I think it was like double the length for the first drop. Make it like the same length as the first drop, and keep the vocals at the second part of the drop, and everything would be great. I think. Yeah, I really loved it. Yeah.
All right, all right. I mean, it felt like when I heard the drop for the first time, I felt like, wow, if Alan initially would be making Future House, I think this might be what it would sound like.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, it sounds really good.
Yeah, it kind of felt like that because it did have some of like Alan's signature sounds, but then it felt like it had some Future House influences. I liked it a lot, actually. It was really dope. So thank you for your feedback on that. I'm not sure if Julian is listening in, but if he is, then I'm sure he would be really happy with this. Um, before we end today's podcast, let's hop onto the chat and see if there are some questions to answer there. Was there anything else you wanted to add on these remixes, by the way?
No, not really. I mean, everyone was like really did a great job on it, especially the third one. I really felt it, and I think if he could just work a bit more on the construction, like the whole setup and the arrangement of the song, I think it will be perfect. And so, thank you for sending all those remixes in. And as I said at the beginning of the masterclass, keep on going, send them over. One day you'll hit it. Yeah.
And like right now, you're saying that we can also send them over to you.
Definitely. If you have any good, not for real, a lot of DJs are sending stuff to me where I was listening, and in the main time, especially, I'm listening to all those stuff, and I love to give feedback to the guys if it helps them, of course, and give them constructive feedback. A lot of stuff I'm playing at my shows are some guys who send them over to me because I really love them, and there are a lot of good producers out there who just need that little step. And sometimes I always feel like if I can play it at my shows and they feel like I feel when Alan is playing my stuff at their shows, I love that feeling, and maybe I can give something back to someone else. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, I might take you up on that offer then and send you a DM anytime.
Perfect.
I'm going to share your Instagram in the chat as well for everyone in a bit. So they can all go ahead and follow you on Instagram. I think that is something well deserved after today, because we're really grateful for you being here and sharing all this knowledge with us. Before ending, like I said, let's jump in some questions from the audience, if you don't mind. We have D Caster asking, where would MEDUN suggest that someone can learn about making music from?
I think listening to the music you want to produce is a very good thing you can do for yourself, because if you listen to a lot of famous songs and listen, especially not just listen to the song, but listen to it, how the song was created and how they produced the song, and listen to the small things, like how is the drumming, how is the construction of the track, how is the arrangement of the track. That could help you a lot. And if you need anything, nowadays you can find everything on the internet. Of course, I'm also working a lot with ChatGPT. If you have any questions, you can ask ChatGPT everything, like how is that sound made of, or do you found any, or can ChatGPT found any serum presets of fret again sounds or anything like that. You can ask Google, ChatGPT, anything, and you maybe 99% you will get an answer how to create those sounds or how to get those sounds. And maybe you can download some presets of it and work around with them presets and fuck around with them and then making them even better and everything. So that's like advice I can give to you. And when I started producing a lot, I learned a lot with YouTube. There are a lot of good YouTube tutorials. If you need anything like how to make tech house, how to make big room sounds, you can just put it in on YouTube and you'll get hundreds of tutorials how to make them from the scratch. And like I love the videos of James Hype. James Hype is always like doing those challenges where he's producing a song in like 15 minutes or in an hour and playing it at his shows. And you can see how he starts going from scratch to a song, like to the end of playing it at the big stage. And that's like a really good thing. And just check them out, watch them besides, or anything like that could help you. And connect with a lot of other producers, ask them for advice, or what do they think of the remix or the production you made. Or something else which I learned is not always ask musicians or producers about the song, but also ask your family members who are not included into the music scene like anything. Like they're just random people who listening to music every day in the radio, on YouTube or Spotify or anywhere, and ask them what they think about the song, because like that's the best advice you can get. Because like a producer like I can give you advice of how to get improved into the drums or anything like that, or the bass line or lead sounds. But like your best friends who has no clue about music production tells you, I think I can scream that song when I'm at a bar and shout it out loud, and that's a song which remembers. But not even songs with lyrics can stuck into your head, but especially melodies can stuck into your head. Like from, I think one of the most famous songs is "Tremor" for Martin Garrix and Dimitri Vegas, "Like Mice," and that's a song you can shout along and just the melody scream along. And so melodies are same thing. Ask your friends what they think about, ask them if they can sing it along an hour later after they heard the song the first time. And if the melody got stuck in their head 1 hour later after they heard it the first time, you made a really good job, and you should definitely work on the song until you finish with it, because that really can help you improve your melodies and like helping the people out there, not even music producers or musicians, to listen to the song from the start to the end. Yeah,
I mean, that means it's catchy, right? If it gets stuck in someone's head.
definitely. Yeah.
All right, all right. That's a great answer, I think. We have another question here. Have you done any big headlining shows, and if so, what shows?
I was playing last weekend at the Luxembourg Open Air, which is like one of their biggest festival in Luxembourg in Europe. It's like with 5,000 people. So it was amazing. I was doing a sunset set, and the vibe was really cool. And I was playing at the World Club Dome main stage, Electric Love Festival. There's like in Vienna a big festival with 20,000 people. I was playing 2 years ago. So I had experiences on those big stages for sure. It's not a daily thing I can experience yet, hopefully one day. But for now on, there's like a lot of big shows coming up, but especially a lot of smaller shows. But I love them all because I love always playing my style, and have the ability to play on stages like that, even if it's smaller or bigger.
So where are we going to be able to see you in the future? Like, do you have any? Can you tell us about any of these exciting stuff that's coming up? Where you're playing?
I think in Europe, for me, a milestone is to play the Electric Love Festival again. They announced it last week. I'm playing it. I think it's in July. Then in Vienna, I have like my resident club, which is like the Prato Dome Vienna. It's like a big room club with like I think 3,000 people in the main floor. It's like very excited. I'm playing there like once a month, and there's like in Split in Croatia, I'm playing at the Central Club, which is their biggest club over there, and we're not finished yet, I think. So let's see what the festival season got, and yeah. But you can definitely see them on my socials as well. I'm posting them over there. There's not like a tour calendar where I'm posting it where I play this summer yet, but if I'm playing anywhere, you can definitely see it like a week before or so. Yeah.
So I'm expecting that at this rate we're gonna see you at Tomorrowland soon, right?
I hope so. That is a big dream for me for sure. Yeah.
Either Tomorrowland or Ultra. Like, do you have a favorite? Which one would you rather play, Ultra Miami or Tomorrowland?
I mean, I love America, but I think of the guys who already played both, and I heard of them. Everyone told me like they would prefer to play Tomorrowland, so I guess I would choose Tomorrowland as well.
Do you go to a lot of festivals yourself, like as a guest?
I used to go to a lot of festivals back in the days. Now it's like a bit difficult for me because I have my own shows on the weekends and can't really experience those festivals anymore a lot. But I was at Perucaville, I was at Airbeat One Festival in Germany because Germany has a lot of big festivals. And when I'm at festivals, I really not able to enjoy it like, oh yes, that's a good festival, because I'm like I have to check what he's playing to get to know why he's playing it and everything. Like I'm more learning from those festival experience for myself as a DJ and for the whole setup than really being there as a private person and enjoying the festival. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like imagining what like how did he make that sound, or like how
Yes,
did he do that
yes,
transition?
exactly.
Or
Definitely, yeah.
instead of just going crazy. Hey, thank you so much, man, for being here. Um, I think I can express my gratitude from the entire community that we really appreciate you taking the time for being here with us and sharing all this knowledge that you have with us. Talking about the Unsure Remix competition, talking about the track, how your collaboration with Alan started, and also talking about your own experiences. So thank you so much for being here. Do you mind me playing your remix as the outro for today's event?
For sure. I want to thank you as well for joining the masterclass and for having me for sure. And hope to see you guys one day out of the world anywhere. I don't know where you guys all are from, but if you see me anywhere, just hit me up and I say hi, of course.
I mean, for sure. If I see your name on some lineup where I'm visiting the festival, I will come see you for sure, man.
Amazing, amazing.
I'm gonna share Instagram in the chat again, so everyone just follow Madden on Instagram, so you can see where he's playing in a show near you, hopefully. And well, thank you, Madden, for joining us once again, and I hope you have a great evening, Matt.
Have a good one, guys. Appreciate you and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.
Cheers. So I'm trying to open my Dropbox app to play Madden's remix one more.
Perfect.
It's not loading up. Ah, there it goes. There we go, guys. Have a great evening, everyone, and thanks for joining the event today.
See you. Bye bye.